Well, did you know we have a world-class figure skating facility right here in Connecticut?
I certainly do, yes, and a world-class skater is teaching lessons. Caitlyn Francis has her story.
All right, go for it.
Emily Connors takes the ice with her daughter, Reagan.
Feel that edge. There you go. Push. Good girl, arms nice and strong, okay? Don't move so much. Push and push.
Emily is teaching Reagan everything she knows, and she knows a lot. She's been skating since she was just a girl.
I was born in Clearwater, Florida, and believe it or not, started skating in a shopping mall in Clearwater, Florida, and just took to the ice right away. It was this little rink that was in this huge shopping mall, and I started when I was 4, got out there for a public skating session, and my mom literally couldn't get me off the ice. So it became just a routine for me. I would go every day almost and skate there, and eventually started taking lessons, and eventually had a coach of my own down there, and they really saw a lot of potential. So not only did I fall in love with it, but I actually had this talent that was developed.
A skill that took her to a national platform.
Here are Emily Nusser and Brandon Foresight.
Here's Emily and her partner in 2000 at the Junior World Championships, where they took home the silver, something she trained very hard for right here in Simsbury.
And so my coach, my mom and dad and I made the decision that if I was going to continue on with this, it was going to be at an Olympic training center. And at the time, there were only a few choices, but one of the best that had just opened was here in Simsbury, Connecticut. And my mom and I moved up. My dad owned a small business actually down in Florida, and he would commute back and forth. My mom and dad stayed married the whole time, but my mom and I lived in a little apartment right down the street from the rink. I would come in and I would skate for hours every day, training and just wanting to get back to that national level.
She says it took a ton of sacrifice to make it all happen, and an enormous amount of dedication and drive.
So many times you hear of like parents pushing their kids or coaches pushing their kids, but unless you have that real drive inside, you're not going to have what it takes to make it to the top, because you have to push yourself. You have to find that inner drive and inner determination to get there. And it is a sacrifice, but at the end of the day, I'm sure all of these athletes, just like myself, really love their sport.
And you can see her love through her program in 2000. And now through teaching her daughter.
And 1, stay in your circle. 2, 3, and 4. Start your crossovers. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You know what, I see the spark of the love for skating there, and that's the most important thing for me, for them. Right now my daughter skates, my son's just starting out, and I see her out there on the ice and just the feeling of freedom and enjoyment, and that's the best gift I could give her as her mom. If she doesn't go on to compete at a high level, that's okay. I just want her to feel that the same love that I had for skating, I want her to feel that on the ice too.
I think it's a great opportunity to learn and move next steps on and skate and do jumps, and when you first learn, you get the hang of it and say, one day I'm gonna be a star. And
is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Reagan says she knows it'll be a lot of work to compete like her mom.
It was such a special time in my life, and I like to leave it sort of where it was. Of course, I'll share it with my children, which will be very special, but that was such a neat time, such a special time, and now I've moved on and I'm able to take that experience and put it toward my coaching business.
Very impressive, very impressive.
Yeah.
All right. To learn more about Creative Edge Skating, you can find Emily on Facebook at Creative Edge Skating LLC.
Yeah, so how great. She can teach her daughter and she can teach your kids. So
Love it.
That's awesome.